Hello and a very warm welcome to the biggest selection of cruise and stay holidays anywhere in Oz. It's time to cruise away with Derek and Joe. And prepare to be amazed at just how much travel we can squeeze into the best prices.
Yes, welcome along. You're just in time for a whole host of Mediterranean adventures that you can grab today. We're cruising around the Med with Holland America Line, famed for their homely warm welcome with a wonderful trip for November. Now, we also have an inclusive luxury small ship adventure with Azamara Cruises in the Med for October on the way, full of sunlit shores and ancient wonders.
Yeah, it's worth sticking around for the whole show, let me tell you. Let's journey off for our first adventure then, and it's 19 nights packed with discovery, jewels and sunshine. Off to the airport on the 28th of September to fly from Sydney to London, and a late summer city stay for 3 nights to start the holiday. It's an incredible city, of course. This is a lovely time to see it as well, actually, because you're out of the main tourist season. It means that you can get to the Palace and you can get to the Tower of London. You can go and see wonderful theatre shows in the West End, go shopping till you're dropping and just enjoy the amazing city at the back end of summer. Then it's down to the White Cliffs of Dover. Waiting for you will be Holland America Line's new Staten Dam, and you will be on board for 2 glorious weeks. And she's a lovely ship, Joe. I've been on board and she's stunning.
Oh yeah, Pinnacle class as well, which is the newest and, shall we say, the largest Holland America Line vessel. Still very small though by cruise line standards. Lots of space, but not you know, an overwhelming amount. You just feel like you can just find your own pace on Holland America Line, and the way the spaces are designed as well, it's much more traditional nautical design, more like a large yacht than it is a cruise ship, with the polished beams, the striped deck chairs, the naval officers wearing the traditional blues, and usually you see them whites on most ships. So it does feel very traditional because it does come from you know, a Dutch heritage, but Holland America, again, the name suggests, obviously it's the fusion of 2 great nations when it comes to the world of cruising, and you just really feel very much at home when you're on board. It's a home away from home, but with all the class and the highest standards that you'd find in your favorite boutique hotel back home. You know, the quality of the cuisine always astounds me on Holland America Line, especially considering how good the price points are when it comes to cruising on board. You know, the food is so fresh and delicious, and the buffet as well. There's quite a difference. Most buffets, you don't have servers. You know, you go and serve yourself. On Holland America Line, you are served at the buffet. So it feels more like a restaurant with made-to-order food and tons of selection than it does just, you know, a traditional marketplace. And they'll cook you a fresh steak or salmon up there and things like that. And they have a great salad bar, and the breakfasts are to die for. You got to get up early enough. Oh, by the way, they run quite late, so not super early, to enjoy the Eggs Benedict station, the pancakes, the waffles, all the fresh fruit, the delicious Danish pastries they cook for you daily. Eggs anyway. I mean, that is your morning every morning. An egg white omelette, you've got it. You want fresh spa cuisine because you're watching away whilst you're cruising, you know, that's completely possible as well. And there's also, you know, talking of that, you can go up to the gym and enjoy the classes, or just enjoy working out at your own pace. Music is at the heart of Holland America Line, whether it's classical, jazz or modern. You're going to find it in lots of their venues. Now we're cruising out of venue and we're straight into fabulous Rotterdam first up, which is just, I mean, Rotterdam itself is a port, is a city full of incredible architecture, and not too far away you've got the windmills and Gouda to visit, as well as the Royal Delft pottery. I know a lot of you want to shop for that. Then we're into Funchal in Madeira, which clings to Madeira's volcanic cliffs with terraced gardens cascading toward the sea. It's very beautiful. Ride the historic Monte cable car on a Holland America Line excursion, and then transcend by wicked toboggan. We're into La Palma in the Canary Islands next, which feels greener and quieter than its neighbours. It's often called La Isla Bonita, and the caldera in the national park is fascinating to visit. It's a geothermal island, so you'll learn all about that. Then it's Tenerife, talking of geothermal landscapes. This is almost like the lunar landscape, Mount Teide. They filmed a lot of movies up there, and you can do an excursion which will take you up there or head to the black sand beaches perhaps in this temperate climate. We are into Gran Canaria next, and this is going to be a great place to explore the sand dunes, the Maspalomas dunes. You can do a dune buggy safari out there, or just a spot of shopping downtown. The Jumbo Centre is a great place to visit for that. We are into Lanzarote, so we get to visit all the Canaries on this itinerary, and known for its geothermal activity such as the geysers, as you see there. The Timon Fire Park is a great place to see that, and maybe some hot springs to bathe in as well. Lisbon's next, and this is the capital of Portugal. Not too far from Lisbon though, you can head to Sintra. The royal palaces are really lovely to visit on an excursion, and Cascais, and these buildings are amazing. A couple of days at sea will see us back into Dover, and we've included your transfer to the airport in London to fly you back to Oz after this lovely relaxing itinerary. You don't have to feel like you're rushing around too much when you're visiting these parts of Europe.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, actually, especially when you're going around the Canary Islands. They are very laid back. They are very mañana. You know, nothing's too much of a hurry, because this is just about enjoying exotic islands that are lovely and sunny and warm, with lots of lovely beach options as well, but lots of icons. And talking of icons, you've got your London stay as part of this holiday as well. Really, really nice one actually, and a good time to escape at the end of September at a price tag which I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by, actually, to be honest with you, considering just how complete the offering is on board with Holland America Line as well. You will love this. And a deposit today, of course, will lock this price in for you for this 19-night trip. That includes your return London flights and, of course, your capital city 3-night hotel stay with English breakfast included when you first arrive. And then you have your 2 weeks of sunshine special cruise with Holland America Line to and from the famous White Cliffs of Dover to Rotterdam, Madeira and the glorious and glamorous Canary Islands, enjoying the wonderful, charming service, amazing cuisine, fascinating enrichment as well, and so much more on board. Really easy going. At the end of the cruise, we've included the transfer from Dover back to the airport to then fly back. Remember, it's just a deposit you need today to lock in this amazing chance. And here are all the details you need, all the info you need if you want to upgrade in terms of your stateroom on board. Maybe you want the balcony views as you cruise around the Canary Islands. Maybe for you fancy a suite. And a suite is a really, really nice place to be. Of course, it elevates the whole experience. It gives you more exclusive perks as well. And it's just an all-round good feeling, really, isn't it? And if you want to know more details, of course, please pick up the phone and call our team. It's toll-free to call us. 1300 407 687 is the number. And there are many more experiences like this available. Maybe you're all booked up for this year. Well, look at the same kind of thing for next year. We're even booking into 2028 now as well, with a lot of our offers in the Med and around the world, and you'll find those all on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. I love talking about holidays though, don't you?
Oh, isn't it the best? You just picture yourself there, and I'm sure you are, in fact. What a lovely place to be able to find out everything all under one roof with us here at CruiseAway. It's so easy. We do all the work for you.
Yeah.
Our second journey of discovery in the Mediterranean this year is one for those who love variety. With Holland in Spain and Portugal, and more on offer on your 19-night trip, which begins on the 17th of November, where we'll fly you from Sydney over to Amsterdam in Holland. What a vibrant city. You'll have a warm welcome and you'll enjoy 3 nights to explore and marvel. And this city is wonderful all year round. You're going to be here in European winter, but with it being such a bustling, iconic, and also cultural city, of course, there's some great museums, such as the Van Gogh Museum, such as the Anne Frank House. And you'll even see people cycling around. You can absolutely hire the bikes, the e-bikes, and do that. We're then going to transfer you to Rotterdam by train to board the new Staten Dam, and you're going to be on board for 14 nights as you head on out on a wonderful adventure. She's a beautiful ship, and cruising on Holland America Line just feels so easy. Nothing feels like it's an effort or a stress when you're on board Holland America Line with some of the best service at sea, I have to say. Delicious food, a real focus on enrichment and just enjoying the pace of life which suits you when you're cruising. Whether that is indeed lots of activities, because there are tons on offer, from daily quizzes and bingo to all kinds of arts and crafts activities, to maybe exploring the digital world that you didn't even know existed on your iPhone or iPad or other device. There'll be tech experts to talk you through things like that should you want to take a class. Maybe you're going to be doing some wine tasting. They're very big on their sommeliers on board Holland America Line. They're experts. And then you can learn how to cook with the executive chef. I mean, we'll cook something different, perhaps. You know, something that will be somewhat of a party trick when you go home, and you can wow your friends and say, oh, well, I learned this from the executive chef on board the private dining experience. I mean, it's just a nice thing, isn't it? Now, if you really want to upgrade, then the Neptune suites are incredible. It's not just about having a suite, which is a wonderful experience in itself, but it's about everything that goes with it. The Neptune Lounge is your private space where you can relax and unwind. You have a concierge in there who can book your excursions, who can book your dining, and you don't even have to leave that area to go to the main reception. They have canapes in there, a coffee machine, cocktail hour. They have a private suite reception up there. I mean, it is wonderful. So if you're celebrating a big milestone, it might be 40th, 50th, 60th wedding anniversary. Maybe it's a 60th or 70th or 80th birthday. Maybe it's a 21st. It's going to be a wonderful way of marking that occasion, of course, with a flourish. Now, I tell you what, when you're on this adventure, you definitely want to head up to the Greenhouse Spa at some point, because they do have some brilliant things on the menu. And, you know, it's like any 6-star luxury spa you'd find back home. They do often do offers during port days. That's one to watch out for as well. So we are cruising out of Rotterdam, and a couple of days at sea is going to see us into lovely Lisbon. Always a great place to visit. Lisbon, you have an overnight on board as well. So the great thing about this is you can explore Lisbon by day and by night, or maybe do a longer trip out to Cascais and Sintra, where the royal palaces are, which will give you plenty of time, because again, staying overnight in port, you've got the ship as your hotel. Then it's Cadiz in the south of Spain, one of Europe's oldest cities, sitting entirely surrounded by the ocean. Now, you're not far from Seville here, so if you can get on out on an excursion to Seville and see the Alcazar, I'd highly recommend it. It's beautiful. We're into Malaga, also in Andalusia. It's beautiful, it's beachside, and it has a lot of history. The Picasso Museum, the Old Town's great to visit, as so is the Alhambra Palace, another Moorish palace to explore on this itinerary in Granada. Then it's Alicante. You've got the again, this is a little bit more sleepy and seaside, so this one is great to just walk around and shop and maybe head to the beach. And even though you're there in November, you should get a lot of sunshine. It is Spain. Cartagena is next, and Cartagena in Spain is home of the Roman theatre. So thousands of years of history to explore, and you might want to do a guided tour which will take you around, talk you through that amazing piece of architecture. Gibraltar's next, known for its famous rock, where you can see the Barbary macaques, and they are hilarious. You take lots of pictures. St Michael's Cave's also great to visit whilst you're in Gibraltar. We are next up into Leixões in Portugal. Now, this is a change of pace from the other Portuguese ports. There's port cellars underneath the river, which you can do a guided tour to learn about, and definitely pick up some bottles to take home, because it's world famous. This is an overview for you. We're back into Rotterdam, where you'll disembark, and we'll of course, we've included you transfer back to the airport. We'll fly back to Australia. But, starting off with that wonderful little trip in Amsterdam, and then we get you to Rotterdam, where you'll embark, head to Lisbon and Cadiz, Malaga and Alicante, Cartagena, Gibraltar, Leixões, and then back into Rotterdam.
Lovely. It's a really, really lovely trip, this. And Amsterdam, what a glorious city Amsterdam is. It's wonderful. Hire a bike and just kind of, have a little mosey on, because of course Holland is as flat as a pancake, so it's very, very easy to get around, and such a friendly city as well. Now, you can book this today with a deposit for the city break in Amsterdam and the cruise from Rotterdam for 2 weeks with Holland America Line across the Med in homely style. You will love it. Oh my gosh, you need to see this. You need to see this. Look, that's incredible. That really is incredible, because on board you'll enjoy incredible charm, wonderful grace on the cruise journey, heaps of enrichment, amazing food, awesome entertainment as well, which is so varied on that kind of classic sailing experience as well, which I love as you go and explore the Med. Now, your Dream Away package includes your Sydney flights, your 3-night stay in Amsterdam, and then the transfer from Amsterdam to Rotterdam to join Holland America Line's new Statendam for 2 weeks of dreamy cruising, taking you to Portugal, to Lisbon for an overnight, and then around Spain and Gibraltar, and then a transfer at the end of the cruise from Rotterdam back to the airport to fly home. Remember, it is deposit today to enjoy this amazing value, and here is all the details you need to get yourself booked. I think that's a tremendous opportunity. The length of the holiday is perfect. And listen, to put a package together for you and to put a price on screen, we have to put parameters in place. So that comes with your 3-night stay in Amsterdam and your transfers and the 14-night cruise. But if at the end of being, on the cruise, you end up essentially back in Amsterdam at the airport there, if you want to fly somewhere else in Europe before you come home, then let us know. Maybe you want longer in Amsterdam before you take your cruise. Again, talk to the team. We can make it absolutely bespoke for you, not a problem whatsoever. Just call us toll free and talk to the team, and the number is 1300 407 687. That's toll free to call, and we're here 7 days a week to talk to. We have many other shows as well which you can look at. So if you love cruising and you are looking for here, there and everywhere around the world, go and check out our latest selection of shows on our YouTube channel there as well. Just go to YouTube and search for CruiseAway, and you will find, that it opens up a myriad of opportunities.
Yes, I mean, really, we have so many treats on offer for you.
So many.
And our final Marvels of the Med offer brings you more inclusive luxury small ship sailing with Azamara Cruises for October. This 20-night trip will be magical, and it begins by flying from Sydney to Athens in Greece. This is where we pause, relax, and stay in the city for 2 nights. What a city it is. Athens is the home of Western civilization, and you can head to the Acropolis and see those iconic views and take one of the most iconic pictures of all time, I have to say, up there at the Parthenon. Unbelievable. And the museums too in Athens are just world famous. Then it's the port of Piraeus to board the Azamara Onward, and onward we go onto adventure and excitement for 2 fabulous weeks, and so much already included in your cruise fare. Now, this is much more the feeling of a large yacht than it is a cruise ship, both in terms of the service on offer, because you will have, it equates to 1 crew member or 1 staff member to every 2 guests. So you're constantly tended to, whether you're getting your drink at the bar or, being served in the restaurant, you never feel like there's a wait time or reception. They're always there to help you. And you've got your drinks included, your beers, your wines and spirits are included, your tips and gratuities, self-service laundry, as amazing evenings, which we'll get onto in a moment. That's a really special element of Azamara, and port shuttles in longer are included in longer in ports. Now, this is actually a really important thing because a lot of the time you're docking further out of the town, just the way it is in certain ports, and you'd have to think about that because it's included for you. So lots of incredible inclusions already on offer. But it's the whole experience of just having more space to relax and indulge, and beautiful spaces as well. I mean, they're very elegantly designed. It doesn't feel like it's over, from one space to the next, you don't feel like the spaces are overpowering. The light designs are just right. The comfort level of, the seats in the bars and restaurants is just right for you. So you just feel like you're constantly in a pace and an environment that is just amazing. It's different from other cruise lines in so many different ways. And some of the things to look forward to when you're on board Azamara, you've got the Cabaret Lounge, where they do nightly shows. It's more cabaret style, so they're kind of more of a small scale production, which is lovely actually, because it feels more intimate, and that you'll find that there's guest acts, and they have the enrichment lecturers on board as well. All of those things are available for you. As we mentioned, the self-service laundry, this makes it great for a longer cruise, because obviously you don't have to worry about organising that, or you can send it out for a nominal fee. The group fitness class is up in the gym. This enables you to keep fit whilst you're at sea. A lot of people nowadays, modern cruisers, I have to say, like to do that. So we're cruising out of the port for Piraeus, and first up, we're off to fabulous Syros, which feels authentically Greek. You've got the neoclassical tiers above the harbour, the Erimpouli, which is beautiful, and you might want to go on an excursion to explore marble piazzas and hilltop churches downtown in this gorgeous place. Bodrum's next, which blends ancient history with Aegean glamour in Turkey. Visit the castle of St. Peter and the site of the mausoleum of Halicarnassus whilst you're there, and you can do an excursion which will take you out there with the expert guides. Then we're into Heraklion in Crete, gateway to Europe's oldest civilization. Discover the Palace of Knossos, this is world famous, and the myths of the Minoan world and the civilization, of course, thousands of years ago. Alexandria next up, this is going to be a big one for many of you, I know. You have an overnight on board here, so you're in Egypt, a port that opens the door to antiquity on a grand scale. You can do a full day exploration to Cairo and the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx and the museum. Because you've got the overnight there. Then we've got an as amazing evening in Valletta, revealing golden streets and Baroque grandeur, but the evening is the echoes of the island, hosted in a specialty selected heritage setting. Traditional Maltese music and storytelling involved, local performances all included, your food of course too, and that's going to be really special. Syracuse in Sicily next up, Syracuse, timeless and theatrical. You can explore Ortygia Island and the ancient Greek theatre there on an excursion, or head up to Mount Etna, which would be great as well. Catania is next up, and this is really in the heart of Mount Etna. Or you might want to head to neighbouring Taormina, which is utterly beautiful, and it is a traditional Italian village, city, which you'll love. Next up, it's Salerno. We've got an overnight on board in Salerno, and this will give you an ample amount of time to explore the Amalfi Coast and surroundings. So you have got, of course, Positano, Pompeii, Sorrento's not too far away either, and neither is the island of Capri. So all of these things are on offer for you. Then we're going to cruise into the port for Rome, Civitavecchia, and you have 2 nights in a hotel in Rome. So you get to enjoy the Eternal City in the very best way. Renaissance art, vibrant piazzas, a real lovely close to your amazing cruise experience. And of course, you've got to head to the Colosseum. Around every corner, there is thousands of years of history in Rome and some of the best food you will ever taste. So here's an overview for you. Flying into Athens, enjoying some time there before you embark the Asmara onward, off to Syros in Greece, Bodrum, Turkey, Heraklion in Crete. Then it's Egypt for an overnight before Valletta, Syracuse and Catania in Italy, Salerno, then Rome for a little mini break before we fly you back to Oz.
It's incredible. And something you do need to know about Asmara cruising as well, if you're not familiar. On board, you are cruising with less than 700 passengers with that very, very high crew to passenger ratio, which is great. And you are spending, on average, 80% of your time in port, which is just incredible. So that means that you are spending longer days everywhere you go, which is brilliant. And of course, then they've got that included Asmara evening, as amazing evening, should I say. This one is in Valletta in Malta. It's an incredible, incredible experience that becomes like a big occasion for the cruise as well. So you've got more inclusive luxury here, cruising with Asmara around the Med. You've got to stay in both ancient Athens and Rome included as well. It's absolutely magic, and there is so much there that you can take for granted as well. Drinks included right the way through, gourmet dining right the way through, and so much more. Your gratuities are included, the self-service laundry, and just the most epic experience cruising with fewer people as well. So in your package, is your flights over to Athens first, with an included 2-night hotel stay there in the city, and then it is 2 weeks on board Azamara onward, and you will not want to get off, I promise you. Cruising with fewer passengers, drinks included, gratuities included, port shuttles are included, and more time on your cruise actually where you're visiting, which is incredible. So you are spending longer there, and of course you're waiting less time to get on and off, which is just brilliant. So you can go and enjoy all of the wonderful signatures that make Azamara such a special cruise as you go and sail through Greece and Turkey and Egypt and Malta and Italy. You end in the port for Rome. We've included a 2-night hotel stay there as well before you fly home to Oz. So that really is a very, very comprehensive package, and you can book it today with a deposit. That's all we need, because this comes up for you in October. Here's all the details you need to book. And again, if you aren't familiar with Azamara, there's a lot more detail on our website as well that will go through the ship, and if you want to go into the destinations in more detail as well, you certainly can. There's certainly a very, very experienced team on board to offer wonderful excursions, which are really kind of deep dive excursions into the ports as well. It is a completely and utterly different cruising experience. It's not just about it being more inclusive, it's about it being a smaller ship that actually could house many more passengers. They deliberately keep the occupancy low, so you have that feeling of never waiting, you know, not queuing, just that wonderful freedom that gives you. And it really is very, very special. And actually, those of you who are familiar with Azamara, they've just announced a big program actually of refreshments for their whole fleet, in fact, starting at the back end of this year, called Azamara Forward as well, which will completely transform what is already shining and beautiful and transforming it for the next generation of more inclusive cruising. So they're forever moving with the times as well. But it is so charming. I mean, you saw that I just had a great time on board. Very, very nice, very relaxing, and the most fascinating people as well. These cruises where you're cruising with fewer people, you have the most fascinating conversations with your fellow passengers who have lived and travelled and are fascinating, but also the crew on board as well, because they're not, you know, they haven't got 12 deep at the bar, so you've actually got a chance to actually get to know them as well, which is fascinating.
Room to breathe, room to be able to let conversations happen.
Absolutely.
And like you said, these smaller ships with really unique itineraries tend to attract people that love to not just to cruise, but to travel and voyage. And like you said, that's where you can really meet, you know, lifelong friends potentially. It's a possibility, isn't it?
And also, it's not stuffy and overly formal at all. It's actually more relaxed, anything. It's incredible. Listen, lots more experiences there to be had. As I said, go and check out our other shows on our YouTube channel as well. Just search for CruiseAway and you'll find many, many more opportunities to do just that, cruise away. We've run out of time. From Joe and myself, thank you so much for your company. Come back and see us again soon, because it's always good news and it's always holidays. There's nothing not to love. See you soon.
Bye.